Dundee United have only one change from the team that drew against Hibs on Wednesday night at Easter Road, with Derek Stark coming in at full-back in place of Malpass. There's a direct switch there because Stark was a substitute on Wednesday. Malpass is today, along with Payne. And at number 10, Paul Sturrock. Sturrock is going to have a busy 4 or 5 days. He plays on Monday night at Easter Road in a replay against Hibs, and on Tuesday morning, along with the manager, will take off for Spain to join the Scottish squad in Valencia. And there's another man who'll be in Valencia, Davy Cooper. He was absolutely outstanding against Dundee United in the Scottish Cup and the League Cup, particularly in the Scottish Cup replay last season. They know that he can demolish defences, and if he plays well, he'll obviously be an asset as well to a Scottish international squad. And the full Rangers team, well, we've had 2 players there, Derek Johnson and McAdam, who passed late fitness tests. They are in the side. And the referee today is Mr. Thao from Ayr. It really is on to Cooper. Neat interception. Down to Sturrock. That's a good ball. He likes him from there. That's a great, brilliant. Oh, yes. It's gone. Now then, I have seen Paul Sturrock score some great goals, but what I'll leave you to judge, is this perhaps one of the best he's ever scored? Certainly got the ball in the right position, but look at the turning, the control, the execution of it, and you couldn't blame anybody for preventing that going into the back of the net. That was superb. 2 minutes left. Derek Johnston to bet. McDonald. Through it goes to Dawson with a chance, and he scored. Ali Dawson has scored the equaliser with only 2 minutes of the game remaining. The Rangers captain topping off what has been a spirited reply by Rangers in the second half, when there was so much out of the game in the first, driving forward there to connect with the spade work that John McDonald had done, and toe-ending it, the ball slowly going over the line, and that, I think, at this stage should earn Rangers a point. And there's Ali Dawson, to by his own personal example, has got something out of this game for Rangers. Way by Bet. Redford almost picked that up. Bet it is, and kicking and hacking there, as what's the referee going to give this time? We should really get in and sort that out. There was retaliation. It was a free kick, but there was retaliation, but there's no booking. And I must say there's a decided lack of consistency in that. So, free kick to Rangers. And there is the full-time whistle. The game has ended in that late equaliser by Rangers, scored by Ali Dawson after that remarkable effort by Paul Sturrock. So the teams share the points.
Well, Dundee United owned the first half, Rangers the second, and so often we see teams going in at half-time seemingly well behind in virtually all the departments, yet materialising later almost like an entirely new team. Well, United could have been well ahead by the interval, but weren't, and they have only themselves to blame. For Rangers didn't have a real direct shot at goal in that time, but in the second 45 minutes, the power and the drive was almost, if not entirely, from Rangers, who deserved what they eventually got in a late equaliser. So the game is not just about outplaying your opponents and the skills and graces, but about attacking and scoring goals, which is what Rangers did in the second half, certainly in a different style from Dundee, with more emphasis on aerial football. But it did seem to unsettle the Dundee United defence. Now, Paul Sturrock's goal was majestic. At least I thought so, and so did the people around me. But, as you'll have noticed from Paul before, he's not one to go around blowing the bugle about himself. When we eventually got around to the subject of the goal in the latter part of the interview you're about to see, he was almost embarrassed to talk about it. But he did enjoy the game itself.
Yeah, it was end-to-end stuff today. Very exciting to play in, actually. The atmosphere was electrifying.
Your players seem to respond to that better, don't they?
We seem to always play a wee bit better when there's a larger crowd. Not that I'm trying to give stick to the home support, because they've been absolutely fantastic this season. But when the Rangers play support and the Celtic support come to Tannadice, it seems to make an electrifying atmosphere.
I thought you had a particularly good first half as an individual, and you scored a quite exciting goal. Would you rate that as one of the best you've scored?
Definitely. The left foot, it's not often seen. I just swivelled on it and hit it, really. It was just on the turn. I was quite amazed it went in, actually. It's one of those goals, you know. No manufactured anything, just a hit. But it was nice to come at that time.
Mark, you're a pretty clean head. At that stage, you looked as if you would get right beyond Rangers, but you didn't quite.
It's been happening with luck. Lady Luck's not been on our side lately. Against Hibs the week before, we'd done the same. First half, it was an amazing performance, but the second half we died against Hibs, and I think today we struggled again in the second half.
And Rangers came back very powerfully in the second half against you.
Yeah, I think the wind, you know, we couldn't get the balls to feet, and it was all up in the air, you know, and they were playing long balls from the back up to Derek Johnson, and, you know, getting flicks off him and that. I thought he played quite well today.
You did, and indeed the determination that the Rangers showed paid off. It must have been agonising for you to watch, but nevertheless, when a team captain comes through like that and scores an equaliser later on, it's quite an achievement.
Well, a full-back, you know, that's, you never... No, often you see people scoring from these positions, but he did really well, made a great run into the box, and it was just unlucky when it went through Hamish's legs, actually. He's a bit disappointed about it.
Ultimately, or finally, Paul, are you still hoping that after your cup game that you might be played for at least part of the time on Wednesday night against Spank?
Almost definitely would like to be on the park at some time. With playing on Monday, it's kind of went against me, really. But I feel I played a wee bit better today than I have been, and I'm just hoping that it comes about for me on Wednesday.